Okay guys, I'm back. Good evening, how you doing Truth Tribe? I'm back in the house. Okay, just hold your horses whilst I flip the screen. Alrighty, so I started this transmission a few minutes ago and just went into my catch.me just to see that it was recorded over there. Unfortunately, the pixelation's quite bad. I'm not quite sure why, but the important thing is that you can hear it. So let's see how it runs for take two, shall we? So just to start off officially, hello, who is my #1 follower? Who's Juicy Knowledge? What's your name and where are you from? I promise I'll get to know your names. Because like, you know, your word codes are kind of different, your peri codes are different from your names, yeah? Okay, so what we're doing here this evening, it's not going to be very long, it's going to be quite short, but nevertheless very important and perhaps a little bit controversial, okay? And the subject this evening is, welcome, thanks for coming along. The subject is mystery school teachings, okay? Sacrifice Decoded is taste #1 of our secret teachings. Now, all this stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you are things that I receive in kind of an intuitive reception, and I've got volumes and volumes of it. And what I do is I actually use these wisdoms that I receive, and I create formulas and work with them so that we can create transformation in our space. But what we're going to do this evening is going to read this particular taster. Hiya honey, how are you? Nice to have you tonight. So we're gonna read one of these mystery school teachings, and all the stuff that I do teach is based on these teachings. Okay, so for those of you who've just joined the house, I just want to officially introduce myself. I'm Helen Christodoulou. I'm your intuitive mentor. I'm the founder and creator of Fusion7Healing.com, or Fusion7 Healing Mystery School and Practices. And I'm also the author of The Miracle Frequency, which is an interactive workbook that allows one to apply some of these transformational processes in order to create transformation in their own lives. Okay, so now that we've got that straight, is there anyone in the house tonight that hasn't been in on this channel before with me? Okay, so I guess you all have. So, oh, thank you for the hearts, appreciated. I won't ask for them, but they are appreciated. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of read out this little passage, and I'll take it slow. And then if you want to replay it, just to kind of contemplate on that and get into the depth of what it really means, then I invite you to do that. I also invite you to share this with your friends or your followers, and I really appreciate that also. So, here we go. Mystery School Teachings, this is taster #1. We will be doing like a little series of these, and here we go with the first one, and the first one is called, once again, Sacrifice Decoded. So, originally, sacrifice meant to make sacred. Were you aware of that? To make sacred, yeah? So this in itself is a very important point. So sacrifice meant to make something sacred. In vibrational alchemy, to make something sacred is to convert dense, low vibrational consciousness, which is represented by the element of metal, to the highest vibrational super consciousness, which is represented by spiritual gold. So in layman's terms, what this means is we want to transform a low, rigid, channel mind way of thinking to something greater and more expansive. That's in general what that term means. Vibrational alchemy. Alchemy is to change something from something dense and dark, because Al actually comes from the word black, which means darkness, and chemistry. So we're making a chemical reaction in order to transform our lower base thinking and our lower base emotions and our lower base thoughts to something greater and higher, super consciousness, alchemizing to the consciousness of spiritual gold. Okay, so because this has slipped away from humanity, we have a degeneration of the Gnostic teachings. Gnostic comes from the word gnosis in Greek, which means wisdom, okay, which means knowledge actually, which means somebody who has attained knowledge. This is somebody who knows about the Gnostic teachings, okay. So Gnostic teachings became degenerated over time. We lost them, and we also lost the great mystery, and the great mystery became unravelled, so it kind of means that it sort of faded out and got lost, okay. And so as it faded out and got lost through the ages, this led to the fragmentation of these wonderful spiritual laws and truths, okay. And so when these wonderful spiritual laws and truths became unravelled, it led to the fragmentation of these wonderful principles. And so we're talking about universal principles here, and if you watched some of my previous scopes, we talked about the fundamental immutable laws, which are, they just are. We talked about that previously, so you can go back to that periscope on catch.me and you can catch up on what that's all about if you haven't seen it. But these are fundamental laws basically that have been compromised, that have faded and that have evaporated through time. And so as a result of that, these universal principles, they became humanized. And so because they became humanized, that means a lot of intellectual thought came into the picture, and it evaporated the mystery of the situation. And the mystery is the absolute truth of our own fundamental truth, and it's an aspect of us, it's an aspect of the universe, and the cosmic truths are an aspect of us, and we are an aspect of these cosmic truths which have become fragmented. And so this means that sacrifice was then converted to a form of bargaining, and the way this happened is because the perception of God became something external. It led to external worship of God, or worshipping God as though it was or is a deity, okay? And this led to the separation of ourselves on multiple levels. This prevented the human species from remembering that, quote, God, unquote, is as much an internal state as it is an external one. So if this is a little bit baffling to you, again, I invite you to go back and listen through to what it is that I've just said. And it just turns out that in these intuitive receptions, I then later found out that it is quite resonant to the teachings of Hermes Trismegistos, or in English, if I say it the English way, Hermes Trismegistos, but it's actually an ancient Greek teaching, but also is known as the demigod of Thoth, which is an ancient Egyptian god. And these teachings by these great teachers are actually resonant to the words it is that I had just spoken. And so it was quite extraordinary to find that in fact these cosmic wisdoms are indeed universal, okay, so it's shared. So once we are able to attain a certain level of intuitory and mastery in attaining the true divine wisdoms, then it is actually something that is shared. And so if you would like to read further about that, you can actually read The Secret Doctrine, which is by Eleanor Blavatsky, and also in her work, she's dead now, she's like an old teacher from the past. So some of her work, again, is very resonant, not exactly the same mind, but very resonant to, again, these mystery school teachings that I have just shared with you. Okay. Another thing, yes, thank you for spelling that out, because I would have had a hard time trying to think that out. So thanks very much for writing that out for me. I really appreciate that. Yes, Manly P. Hall, Paul, fantastic. He's also another amazing teacher from the past and highly inspirational. So I will be sharing resonant works. Hi there. I will be sharing resonant works that have come through from intuitive reception, but are very resonant to these particular teachings that have just been written out there for you. And I would also like to mention that a lot of these teachings are covered in my own work, which is the book, The Miracle Frequency, that I wrote, that again is a combination of my experiences when I suffered from multiple sclerosis, and also intuitive receptions that I received that are alchemical processes that are interactive to be able to change our situation and our lives. So if you enjoyed this little taster, then thank you. Well, it's about a compilation of about 10-15 years of work, and so there's a lot of heart and soul in there, and I really do hope that you enjoy reading it if you have, or if you're about to. And also we have a course that's called the Fusion 7 Healing Foundation course, and that's where we go into great depth explanation and examples and practice of putting all this wonderful work together. But this is our first mystery school teaching taster. It was about Sacrifice Decoded. So thank you, you're very welcome, and I'm glad to have you here. So this is the first of the mystery school teachings, which was Sacrifice Decoded, and we'll have a lot of these short snippets to come. If you're watching on replay, thank you for joining, thank you for sharing, greatly appreciated. Thank you, darling, it's so lovely to have you here. I've lost my track of thought now. This is also practice, you know, being interactive and trying to keep your train of thought as well. Thanks very much. And if you can catch this on replay, fantastic. And if you can't catch it on replay on Periscope, you can actually catch it on catch.me, and everything is there. All the bits that you've missed are there for you to catch up on. So thanks very much for joining. If you've got any quick questions, I can hang out for another 5 minutes. If not, have a wonderful evening. But I'll just hold on for a few minutes more if you've got anything that you wanted to ask or say. The catch.me thing, by the way, is spelled with a K. It's kath.me/fusion7healing. So I guess that's me for this evening. So it's over and out for now. I am officially leaving the room. Take care, and I hope to catch you again tomorrow. And I don't know what it is. You're going to have to watch the replay. Please watch the replay to summarise. It's not very long. It's about 10 minutes. So I hope to catch you tomorrow with whatever it is that's given to me to share with you. So for now, sharing my love, sharing the light, and always allow truth to lead you. So take care for now, sweet dreams, or if it's the beginning of your day or the middle of the day, have a blessed one. Take care.